8.
We'll start streaming. And click OK.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, we're live right now, which is outstanding. This is 3 Up, 3 Down. This is the first week podcast for WAKA VA Peninsula. We're glad to be here. We're kind of taking over for some big names from our league. Unfortunately, they went off and got married, had kids, or if you're George's case, he's still single and living in a different state. So, yeah, but anyways, so I want to get started off real quick and talk about something serious before we really get into the show. That has to do with Teddy Phillips and Amy Spangler. Yesterday or today, they lost their baby boy Liam, and for anybody who has kids, which I don't, and I can't imagine what they're going through right now, and it's got to be one of the most difficult things that either of them have ever gone through. So if you guys could take a minute this week and go to our page that we posted earlier for PayPal, and if you have anything to donate for them to help them, that would be amazing. I mean, I'm sure it would help them out tremendously. And if you can't donate, send them something, make them dinner, anything you can do to help them would be fantastic. So we appreciate it. And for Teddy and Amy, we love you. And this entire league will be behind you from here forward. If you guys need anything, don't hesitate to ask anybody, because any of us, we'd be more than willing to take the shirt off our back for you guys. So, yeah. So that's tough to move on from right off the get-go, but that's real life. It's a little bit more important than kickball. So, but anyway, so moving forward, this is the 3 Up, 3 Down podcast. As you can see, we've implemented some new things here. We've got the thing going down here that's going to be running the scores all week. And Jeremy, if you want to talk about our sidebars that we're going to be throwing up here shortly.
We have sidebars.
Oh, other side.
Yeah, it's hard to...
We're still learning the mirrored adjustment here.
Yeah, it's backwards.
We now have a sidebar, just like PTI. Look, you guys know what's
We're just
going
like
on?
ESPN.
Yes. We want to be special. We want everybody to see what's going on and what we're talking about. Not so you can not fast forward. We don't want you guys to fast forward at all. No. Watch the podcast, see what's going on. But now, when you're watching it, you know what's up next. You want to see the part where we asked Brian Neal a bunch of random questions you guys posted. Boom. You see the point exactly where it's coming up. Down at the bottom, we've got the scores coming up from this coming up week. And if you notice, as the games progress on, we'll actually show the scores of the games that were the week prior. So, give it some time. We're still brand new with this. We're still learning it. So just roll with this. Give us feedback. We'll try to answer everything as quick as we can. Besides that, enjoy the show. Drink one. Let's have one.
I don't have
Got my
anything.
water right
Yeah,
here.
I was more worried about getting all this stuff ready than getting...
Josh didn't prep. We prepped.
Yeah, I didn't.
He prepped.
But if you guys don't know us, some of you may, some of you may not. I'm Joshua Carr, or Jodeci, or Del Carr, or whatever you prefer to call me.
JDC.
Yes, JDC.
JDC. I'm Jamie Lacrosse.
There you go.
That's all I got.
Jeremy, Smitty, the guy with the tights, whichever you want. Basically, we're just kind of sitting here talking kickball. We're not really, nothing extravagant yet. We're trying to fill some shoes with some guys that held it down. And, Nathaniel George Johnson, Matt Welbrock, Brent Wentworth. You guys started this. We're going to try to keep it going for y'all at least. Besides that, what's everybody's history on playing kickball? I know some of us don't know everybody here, especially the brand new people. Josh, where did you start out?
Well, like many of us before in kickball, Brent Overshaw recruited me to PBJT, which is a pretty, and if you don't know the history of PBJ, they've had lots of greats that have come and gone on their team. If they still had every person that they ever started out with, they would be like the powerhouse of kickball. But
own WAKA, literally.
But yeah, but for some reason, I just Overshaw, man, you just can't keep him. Everybody commits. I told him that I would never play for anybody else, and now I've played for like 5 different teams. So
He picks up people who he thinks are going to be good, and then
he's
they
a
get
good
recruited.
recruiter of talent.
I think his gift and his curse is that he picks up so many people because he doesn't want to tell people no. They told me that. They were like, look, we don't want to tell people no. We want to have people come out and play kickball and just enjoy the game. If they leave us, so be it. But, you know, I'm never going to turn somebody down. It's always going to be, hey, you guys want to play kickball? Come on out. Let's go. Add them right up the jump. So, like I said, it's their gift and their curse. Their gift, they're always going to have people. I don't think I've ever seen PB and JT short.
Yeah.
But the problem
A
is,
couple times they've even had 2 teams.
yeah,
They've always got plenty of people.
They have the largest following of all the Facebook groups too.
exactly.
Is that where you started too?
That's exactly where I started. Yeah. I started out in 2013. My first season was actually a draft league in 2013 with Deputy Doolittle's Department of Defense with Brian Freed and April Moore. Yeah. Huge team. I played with all the big names too. It was kind of awesome. It was Scott Duncan. It was Amanda Doolittle. It was Fitz Juice and Brian Freed. I mean, it was a spectacular team. It was draft league. You know, everybody was just doing their own little thing. It was something different. Went to PB and JT. Thanks, Mimi Gill. Got added to PB and JT. Played a couple seasons with them. Wore out my personal welcome. Decided to go to Hot Dogs and Tacos on Wednesday nights. Started my own team. Got the pink going. Hot Dogs, Tacos. You can do the math. And from there, it's just where we're at right now. Jamie, you last.
Well, I started with the other league. My first WAKA season was with Erica and Friends with Keith Morehart. That was, I'm going to say, 4 seasons ago. And I haven't played for the same team twice on a Wednesday night, so I'm going to keep that going. No offense, Manny, no matter how well you do, I won't be on your team next season.
You heard it here first.
So that's enough of introductions. You guys didn't come here to hear about us. We just wanted to make sure you guys knew who we were, knew what we kind of know what we're talking about. We have been playing for a few seasons, not as many as the previous tenants of this show, but we're putting in work now. So fortunately, we have a special guest here today, and him and his beautiful wife are over here making sure that you guys have shirts for tomorrow right now. I don't know if Megan's controlling our screens over here, if she wants to pick it up real quick and pan over so you can see them hard at work. Or I'll come over there and pick it up and pan over. Megan's like, no.
Please no.
That wasn't part of the job.
So they're over here making sure you guys get shirts tomorrow, that they're in order. And this is what goes into you guys being ready for the first day. So we thank you for that. But we have a segment. Oh, shit. I'm tripping over everything.
Quick, add that.
Quick.
The oh shit segment.
So we've got Brian Neal here, the new commish of the league. And we posted on... Oh, go ahead. What you got?
No, it's not making me we're back in this. Okay.
We started a segment on the Facebook page to ask Neil. So we took some of our favorite questions. Some of them have already been answered. You can come sit down. Don't be afraid.
Have a seat.
He's a little camera shy.
Well, I
Ladies
didn't
and
know
gentlemen,
if you had like a grand entrance something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Neal, your commissioner.
Also, we have Brad Galt here and Andreas Beiersdorf. They're our live audience for tonight. They're actually here to pick up shirts, but they stayed to watch.
We'll stay for the maiden voyage to see if this one sinks or not.
They did. They were very helpful.
So how was your drive over?
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted trying to prep for this season, so it might take me a while to form sentences and figure out what words mean, but I'm here. I'm alive.
Hey, that's the best part.
That works. That's all we need.
Who wants to kick the questions off? I mean, we don't have to go in order. Then we have them written down.
I will ask the first question. Boxers, briefs, boxer briefs, or thongs?
You mean now?
Well, both.
I think this is just your go-to preference.
Oh. Well, it depends. Have I done laundry?
Depends.
What if it's kickball related? How about that? For
When
kickball.
you play.
For kickball, probably more boxer briefs.
Nice. Not bad at all.
Many people have tried to see them. All have failed. And now it's
Except for
great.
your wife.
Except for well, I mean during the games. And now it's great.
Yes, people are going to be trying to convince you.
I'll get the next one. This one I saw multiple times in the thread. So is it true? If you lose it, or if you don't use it, do you lose it?
Let's find out. So any volunteers for this scientific purely scientific experiment. Just go ahead and start commenting now.
For the whole season, you can't use it. We'll
Well,
just see if you lose it.
Until it's lost.
Oh. Oh, boy.
How long will
need
that
to,
take?
yeah, exactly. We need to know times.
That
And we
could
can't,
be-
and we have to have a large enough sample size. So
So we need at least, what, 20 people to
Probably.
volunteer for this?
That seems like a good control group.
Do we also have a placebo, someone that just doesn't use it? Or are we just going to have just one set subject that they're going to use it?
well, I'm sure we'll have some form of scientific method. So start using it right now while you're watching. and that will be the have used it. And then we got the 5-week rules, and that'll be a marker point, and then will be the until you lose it.
Well, and that brings up our next question then. Is the 5-week rule still intact?
So apparently, Jen found out that the season that we met was week 5,
But we were on different teams.
but we were on different teams. So
Have you
it
been
doesn't-
using it up to that point?
No. So as far as the rule, I leave it up to the captains because I would say the chemistry of the team is based on what the captain wants and desires for that team. Because maybe, who knows, maybe the captain decided, hey, I want to grab all these people and just orgy week 1.
Maybe he wanted the whole team to be Eskimo brothers and
That's
sisters.
good, yeah. You could always start an Eskimo Brother database. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, it's worth it. I know, me personally, I've already posted to my team's page about the 5-week rule. I don't want anything going down. I want team chemistry. I want my third baseman and my right fielder to be good friends. I don't want them, that bitch messed so-and-so. No. Keep it away.
You don't want them forcing third base.
No, not at all. No.
Oh boy. Anyways, the next question being,
Moving on.
so what are you going to rename the infamous Wentworth Trophy, or do you get a say in that at all?
I'm sure I do, but I'm sure I don't. As long as Mr. Brent Wentworth has his all-seeing, all-powerful control of all things in this area, I'm sure we'll come up with some alternative, yay, participation trophy. But for now, at least for season 1, it'll
Still be the
still be considered the Wentworth Trophy. We can call it whatever we want.
We'll call it the Wentworth Trophy.
Yeah, we use quotations. Wentworth Trophy. Boom. We just went from 20 viewers to like 6. Brent literally told everyone we're dead.
I'm done.
I gotta go. What's your go-to alcoholic drink when you are drinking?
Free.
Free drinks.
Keep in
That is a
mind, you
good
might
drink.
be getting a lot of free ones, so
That's the
maybe
idea
go
here.
with
For the people that are gonna buy you a drink, what would be your go-to drink that's free?
My favorite usually go to if I want something to enjoy myself, I usually go with the Top Shelf Long Island. And then the further into the night we go, it doesn't need to be Top Shelf anymore.
Go to Well like that.
it would be the second one for me.
Yeah. I don't know if that's good.
Got scared for a
Next time
second.
I'll have to turn my screensaver off so that doesn't
Yes.
happen again.
All right, what was the hardest part about being the new commissioner?
There's not enough time in the day. I have so many ideas, and all my ideas usually take some sort of planning and execution and to make things, and I'm a perfectionist too. So there's a lot of things that I want to get started and done and to make this league even better, that it's just I haven't had time yet. So I'm sure if it can be mid-season stuff, I'm sure we'll start implementing even more stuff during the season. And if it's it's got to be all season long, we'll see what I can do leading up to next season, because I'll have a lot more time than whatever it was 6 weeks leading up to this season.
Are you worried about changing things, or has Brent kind of got your back on everything?
I don't really have too many ideas that are drastically going to change anything. There's maybe some tweaks, but in general, well, let me back up to my original blog posts. How I said that I want this to be your league, meaning you, everyone, the players in the league, because I don't want to be the person that says thou shalt and that's how it must be done. So I may throw ideas out there, but if you guys don't appreciate them, then just let me know, and I'll reevaluate, and we'll come up with something that works for all of us. I already forgot your question. How did I get to that point?
You elaborated so well.
Okay.
No, that's
That answered it perfectly.
Okay, cool.
That's fine.
So we've got about 3 more questions left for you. You
Okay.
think you can handle that, or?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
We're more than halfway through.
You're doing really well so far.
Yeah.
Bye, Andreas.
Bye.
All right, cool.
Eventually, you'll get up to 7 when I get home.
Yes. More viewers. I guess it's kind of simplistic, but worth knowing because you could be the new Marvel, old Marvel, DC, and my favorite superhero.
Wow. I haven't really thought about that recently. Growing up, I was always a fan of Silver Surfer. Probably primarily because I collected those old trading cards, and he had a 10 on everything. So obviously he was the greatest.
The best at ever. Yeah, that's who I like.
Strongest, the fastest, smartest.
And he was a surfer
Exactly.
that was silver.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect win. And he
Although silver is second place. Who's gold? Is there a gold super?
There is not.
I mean, there's probably one.
Well.
That's
All right. So since let's say you can't change the Wentworth Trophy name,
Okay.
let's go ahead and ask you what do you think the team that wins is going to get to name your daughter?
Or will you let them?
Or not? No, they gotta let them. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, that was the plan.
So the winning team, yeah, that was kind of what you signed up for. Was you had to let the winning team name your daughter.
So obviously it's going to depend on which team wins. Because if I remember right, Sarah Schmidt's on Plan B, and therefore it will automatically be Jacoby, officially, not just in reference.
Maybe just let them name the middle name.
It's possible. I mean, I'm assuming that's something you could negotiate with the wife. But, you know, it was worth asking. A lot of people wanted to know. I mean, especially AJ, Alex Jackson.
Yeah, apparently AJ likes Megatron, which I have yet to see him gain 1 million likes. So
He's got his moments. Well, Brian, dude, thank you so much for coming out, man.
well, thank you for having me.
Wait, we have one more question.
You have one more question.
We do have one more question.
What
Yeah.
is it?
When you're playing kickball and you're coming up to bat,
Okay.
what is your ideal scenario to come up to? No outs, 2 outs, bases loaded.
I'd say ideally we are winning by 50.
So there's no pressure.
It's the top of the first, bases are loaded with no outs.
Then it would be
3 balls, no strikes, no fouls. Yep, that would be
That
my.
seems ideal.
Yeah.
That seems like a good situation
very
to come up
detailed.
with.
That's a good scenario.
So we're going to talk about, and you don't have to stick around for this. You can if you want. We're going to kind of touch on the what we've deemed the Great Divide, and I think we all kind of have different opinions on it right now. And it's the divide between A and B league.
Okay.
In my opinion, and this is kind of what I've come up with, and I've thought about it since we brought it up a few weeks back to discuss it. Is I think it's going to be great for the league personally, because when I first joined the league and I was on PBJ, we were a decent team, but there were so many good teams in the league that if I was a competitive person, it would make me automatically not want to play next season because I hate getting trashed week after week after week. Whereas B League, A League, you have the A League, all the competitive teams, the guys who like talk a lot of trash for the most part, argue a lot. Those highly competitive games, you kind of filter those out from the new players, unless they get pulled onto one of those teams. But like the brand new all rookie teams that we have, it helps them develop their talent while still being competitive with the other teams and have a good time. But I know that a few other people in our group don't exactly feel the same way about that, but I mean, when y'all were coming out, and by the way, the two leagues are the B League is aptly named the David Tortellini Realty Group, and the A League is Jungle Gym, which is Jeff Morehart's his gym, his training program that they do over there. It's awesome, and obviously, if you need to buy a house or any real estate needs, any
Yes.
real estate needs,
Buy or sell your property.
But how do you think it's going to affect the league, or if it's going to affect anything at all?
So I like the idea in general, but I don't think it's actually a drastic leap from the way it was previously, because we were already, I know Brent was trying to, behind the scenes, schedule games throughout the season that kind of mirror this idea.
Yeah.
So, because I had played in a league where, from what I heard, the brand new players played the best team in the league, got blown out, and apparently not only didn't feel like coming back the next season, but apparently we're talking about not playing anymore that season. So that was
awesome business plan, though.
Yeah, that was yeah. So I see why that other league. Well, we'll move on from that. But yeah, I think that's a big part of the success here is that's what people want, and that's again it's what the people want is you want to be in competitive games, play against your friends or with your friends. So I like the idea of making it known how you're recruiting, what type of team you're going for. I think the toughest part is for those middle teams that maybe can't really decide quite which direction they want to go, because if they've recruited to where maybe it's a new team or less experienced team that's adding a few more pieces, but they feel like if they're going to play in the Jungle Gym conference, they're going to get slaughtered still, but they maybe want to be more competitive and just playing, and maybe they'll blow out some of the other teams. So it's kind of that tough with those middle teams, I think, more so than anything. So.
No, I heard a rumor, and maybe it was true. I could have heard it from the source, actually. But I mean, is there such thing as a relegation?
Source.
See, I wanted
Not so much a
I wanted to
rumor.
pose the question kind of open.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
I was told that there's going to be, like, if you're the lower place team in the Jungle Gym division, you're going to be relegated to the Tortellini division, and if you win the Tortellini division, you're promoted to the Jungle Gym. Now, was that official, or is that just hearsay?
That it's not even just hearsay. It was brought up, and it's not official, and I don't think it's going to happen. From going into the first season we're doing it, I don't foresee it being forced upon teams in the second season, and kind of here's why. Because this isn't professional where even more so than in the professionals, everyone's a free agent. Mm-hmm. Everyone's starting fresh, making sure that, if you have those players that you want to keep for the next season, you got to talk to them early. But you're recruiting for next season now. And so the team that wins the Tortellini conference may lose all their players because they get swept up by the best of the best in Jungle Gym. So that team returning may not be even close to what they were before. Or maybe they won, they got that on their resume, and now they just want to go have fun, and so they're just going to go and get trashed every week. So I foresee being starting fresh the next season is which conference do you want to be in, and even for this season we ended up with 7 and 11. We were thinking, okay, push it to even, but that just didn't seem right because we're forcing that team to play in a different conference than what they want.
Yeah.
So what I just did is I made the schedule work basically. So there might be one blowout every week because there has to be a crossover game. But in general, I love the way the schedule came out. So
cool. You have any questions? You good?
initially on the fence about it. I think I'm still on the fence about it. I can see both sides. Talked to a lot of people about it, and I've heard different arguments from each side. My thinking is that it may potentially further the divide by putting all of the better people on one side and everyone else on the other side. And like I was telling them, I was lucky enough to start out playing with a lot of people who had been playing for a long time and were able to teach me a lot. And that just pushed my competitive spirit that much more, you know. And if all these new people are starting out with people who are just like them, they don't get that extra push, which they don't, not everybody wants that, but those who do are not going to get that with that.
So I think as far as the divide, just in the 5 seconds I had to think about it, I don't see a divide happening because I see the teams in the Tortellini Conference wanting to win the Tortellini Conference. So those teams like Hot Dogs and Tacos, Fireballs, Foul Balls, those teams that are up there near the top that have the talents ready to win, they're going to be excited to go out there and play, and the outcome may be that they win that conference, and maybe they end up in second, they're disappointed, so they want to come back even stronger the next season, so they're going to try to improve, and then maybe next season or the season after that, they realize that they've got the team ready, and maybe they swept through the Tortellini Conference and they want to take that leap up to the Jungle Gym. So I actually potentially see the Jungle Gym Conference expanding with more teams if the teams towards the top of the Tortellini Conference continue to improve, and then there'll be the teams probably down in the Tortellini Conference that are perfectly set on just going out there having fun, kicking the ball, drinking a few beers.
Being social, yeah.
So what might, again, just first time I thought about it, what may happen is we get so large in Jungle Gym, we might have to rethink the divide and say, well, okay, we'll take 8 and 8. So the 8 best teams, you get to stay in Jungle Gym, but just to keep it at reasonably even numbers, the 8 teams will stay in the Tortellini Conference. So that's in the future. We'll see how captains decide they want to pick conferences. But I do see potential for a divide. I'm not saying there won't be. It's just that was my first thought of how there wouldn't be a divide.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, just because I wanna be that person, just to kind of give you a separate idea of where people are coming from. Let's just say there's a team that's in the Jungle Gym Conference. It's not playing, like at an elite level. They're at the bottom of the Jungle Gym Conference, and you've got a team, and I won't put a name of a team out there because that's just rude, but they're destroying the Tortellini Conference. They're like, look, dude, we're better than so and so. These guys have only won 2 games. Da da da. Do you think the whole split is gonna have, is that gonna be more competitive talking? Or you think that you're gonna have teams that could maybe beat a team that's in the lower part? Basically, you know what I'm saying? You got a team that thinks they're really good, talking trash to a team that maybe they're right on the same ballpark. Do you feel like that's gonna start angriness, where you're gonna have like the Jungle Gym team like, no, dude, this isn't fair. We're always getting stomped. We're like this. We know we're better than them. Or do you think it's just gonna, like I said, incite more banter back and forth?
So I'm gonna say everyone can talk as much as they want, but the way that I'm planning, and I think the way that Brent originally intended, is that prove it on the field. I'm not sure if everyone is aware or caught this in the long early conversations, is that it's not going to be 2 separate tournaments. The plan is, especially because there's 7 teams in Jungle Gym, it fits perfectly. The Tortellini Conference will play out their tournament, and the winner of that tournament slides into the 8 seed. So prove it on the field. Unfortunately, you're going to go up against the 1 seed, but
but you're not starting out against the 1 seed. Like, you're not coming in. You kind of really.
Still going to get a couple games.
Yeah.
In the other.
You're not excited to come out at 9:30 and get stomped and be there all day. So yeah, I mean, I really think that's pretty cool. And I'm not saying that because I'm from the Tortellini division, but it gives us down there in the Tortellini division something to shoot for. And like I personally told Hot Dogs and Tacos, they're like, why don't we go to A League? I said, because we're not leaving B League or Tortellini division until we win the division. So basically, we have something to shoot for. Basically, like a 5-year plan. Boom. Then we'll go to A and go from there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the idea is actually really good. I enjoy it. Cool.
And the second thing that we want to also discuss with you, if you want to stick around for a second,
Stay here all day.
is the new reffing, the way we're going to be doing reffing. Which for those of you who haven't seen it yet or heard about it or follow along, don't have time to follow along in the endless amount of comments that come across the WAKA page. The way reffing is happening this year is we actually have a pool of refs that Brian pulls from, and he puts them behind home plate. So that way you have experienced people at every game who know the rules, who have been at home plate before. So you don't get, we've got a team this year that is comprised is it completely?
Completely
It's
new, yep.
comprised completely of rookies. So under the old program, they would be forced to ref games, and they would have little idea other than maybe some of their backgrounds in like baseball or other sports of what was going on. So now to avoid that, we have people who are coming in who have volunteered. Neil and the page set up a quiz, a ref quiz, and I still haven't finished yet.
Sorry, we're trying to read comments as well, guys.
Yeah,
we don't you think we're ignoring you. We're just trying to.
I've been touching on them every now and again, trying to, without like staring at my phone the whole time. But basically, the way the ref pool works is each week we kind of put different refs in different positions on the different fields, and then the other teams that were usually be reffing those games take over first and third. And I noticed in some positions in some of the games you have 2 refs that ref first and home. Is that just because you want them to be like more competitive games with closer calls, or?
It was more so that not the expectation. The hope is the people that volunteered to be the permanent refs, so that there'd be scheduled almost every week. I tried to schedule at least one week that each person was not scheduled, and also to kind of be backups. So if there were, it was to slot where they were compared to when they were playing, so that we all knew when they were available. And also a big part of it was because it's the first time we've been implementing it. There are some people that may not be fully comfortable behind home, but they're ready to do it. They know the rules. They just maybe want another experienced person with them. And also, if I can, with the really competitive games, we'll try, if I have people available, have 2 solid refs at the potentially
most important bases.
Confrontational games.
It's very arguable. Completely understandable. I personally wanted to ask, are you gonna have some of the newer people that are coming out? Like, let's just say, I'll just use a random team name, Balls and Dolls, and that's a majority, not completely brand new team, but you've got some brand new people there that have never ref. Did you want to?
Sorry, I couldn't help it. It's been sitting over there the whole time.
Nick and Journey, yes, we still have it.
I've just been staring at it for like 30 minutes now. So.
Were you thinking about having somebody from Balls and Dolls that have never ref before to kind of shadow the head refs that you have at either first or home plate, kind of? Because you don't want to have the same. And I know you have a ref group, but did you want to like kind of encourage and like hey, come learn home plate, come learn this.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think having this permanent program might actually help with that, because at every game there will be an experienced ref, and so if they wanted, maybe a team as a whole only has 3 people that would volunteer at all to ref, and they're not forced to be home first and third. Maybe those 3 can all show up to the game, and one of them can learn first, and the others can stand at third and do what they need in the ballpark.
That's a really good thing, because we were talking about this before in prepping for the show, and that was one of the things that I brought up, that reffing home is so completely different from reffing first and third. And if you've never done it before, the first time is always going to be very daunting. And to just have to jump into it without even shadowing was something that I brought up, like maybe since we have those pro refs there, that we can have somebody stand behind there and just watch and make your own calls, kind of.
Yep.
Right, fairly nice one.
You know. What do you say?
Who the shit invited Texas Pete? Sorry for the language, my fault.
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah,
It's a funny hat. Turd Ferguson.
I'm upset I don't have a hat. I'm surprised you can actually take these questions
You
seriously
can wear
with them wearing sombrero. So.
You can wear this.
Have you ever known me to be serious?
No, this is true.
So I'm used to all of this. But one more thing I wanted to touch on about the permanent refs. I just want to make sure I don't know if anyone actually had the thought about it, but it's not strictly volunteer. So I'm not asking you guys to do this basically for free. It's just I haven't been able to come up with
Compensation.
good what's fair compensation. So if there is anybody else that's interested, if you want to do it this season, if you want to do it next season, it's not just these guys volunteered to spend an hour of their time just reffing. So it's just I haven't come up with something for you guys yet.
Yeah, because I'm not even playing this season, but if I can get a chance to get out to the fields, I enjoy hanging out. I enjoy going to the bar afterwards and hanging out. And reffing for me is when I get out of class that late at night, and I'm still able to make it to the fields and have an excuse to be out there without people being like, "Oh, why aren't you playing this season?" It's nice for me to be able to go out there and ref and still go to the bar afterwards when I can. I mean, I'm not always, but yeah, I think it's a great program. I think it'd be really good for the league too. It kind of throws out the argument that people don't know what they're talking about. They shouldn't be head reffing.
Yeah.
So and that helps a lot.
Definitely, and then you have a core group of main refs, and I'm part of that group. So is Josh. I know that for a fact. But yeah, you have a core group that you know what's going on. There's not going to be towards the end of the season somebody's going to complain and be like, hey, we should have won this game, but so and so bleeped the bed and couldn't ref correctly, and we lost that game by 1 point because of this, and this. No, you've got a core group. They at least 80 to 90% know your rule book, or at least what's going on with the game, and it keeps everything kind of, I want to say, in line.
Yep.
You have a group that you can trust, I guess is the way you can put it.
It's consistency, and not just consistency of that one ref. It's consistency through all the refs in all the games.
But so if you all do have any interest in reffing, definitely get with somebody and shadow them, learn how to do it, because these refs are going to get phased out eventually. Season after season, people maybe don't want to do it anymore or can't that season, start a family, whatever happens.
Yeah, thanks a lot for all you
Point,
people starting families
we're gonna
and
need
whatnot.
more.
Stop adulting. We're
God.
not
I don't know anything about that.
Just click OK.
Didn't move it like that. So I guess what? Pretty good on reffing?
Yeah. I think we've covered that pretty thoroughly.
Cool.
So
Now, Brian, you're free to leave. You want to
I
continue?
got shirts. If you guys want, unless you guys want to play topless tomorrow, I don't know if anybody wants to. What was it, Bunts that volunteered to do that?
Yes.
do I get to ref topless?
Yeah, the thing was smoking buns earlier. So,
Right.
hey, your commissioner, Brian Neal. Appreciate
Oh.
it.
Ah, thank God, more room.
Now the fun starts. Let's go, kids.
Fun starts. Now we're gonna talk a lot about people's names and stuff.
We're now to the portion of the podcast. We were going to talk about teams. We're going to talk about everybody here. Obviously, there's going to be a couple of teams here that, there's people that we're not going to know. So, we're going to get to the point where, we're going to get up to your team. Understand, not all three of us somewhat know people in the league, but we don't know everybody in the league. We're going to try our best to just, run through the things. We're not going to sit here, person A, person B. We're not going to go A through Z. We're just going to kind of try to overview. We don't want to bore you to death with talking about blah, 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 blah. No, we just want to, give you guys hey, somebody might have moved, Adam Gold moved teams. What team did he go to? No one knows. Boom. We're going to tell you. So basically, we're going to go with random. I mean, we're going to go in alphabetical order. We're just going to start from A. So we're not going by rank. We're not doing rankings yet. We're just going to run out teams, explain who they've got on their team, give it a 1 or 2 blurb on them, keep it moving. So I guess, Jamie, if you want to start it all off, the Alcoholics.
Mother flippin' Alcoholics.
And their captain, Amelia
McCubbin. They're a relatively new team. This is their second season, I believe.
Yeah.
Last season, for being their first season, I think they practiced more than any other team in the season, in like the whole league, honestly.
That helps. I'll give you that.
And they actually for their first season did really well. And I'll tell you where I was impressed the most with them was at the bar.
The few times I went,
Aptly named the Alcoholics for a reason.
good job. I like that. Good call.
Not that you guys are alcoholics, I'm just saying. You guys held your own at the bar, which was awesome. And a lot of you guys on that team, like, the more you guys hang out, the more we see you guys play, like, you guys will be like household names soon. But I'll tell you, there's very few people on this list that I right now recognize. But as a team, like, with their red shirts out there last year, I think they were this color last year, actually.
They may have been.
May have been.
I'm pretty sure they were. If they keep practicing like they do, I know they're playing in the B League this year, so I think their toughest.
Tortellini division.
Yes,
we gotta
totally.
get that down.
It's hard to get that down, no doubt. I think their toughest competition is going to be Fireballs, and I believe Five-Toe Death Kick. I think that's
Last game of the season, week 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Five-Toe Death Kick. But Fireballs, we'll get to them. They're a great team. They've been around for a few seasons now, too. And they have some famous faces on their team.
I know the one thing that gets me every single time I look at the Alcoholics roster is I see Kippy. And I think of Kippy from Kills.
Yeah,
And then
that's what I
realize,
was thinking too.
like, Kippy
Like,
co-
is this the Kippy from Kills?
Not him. So Kippy,
not.
we're sorry ahead of time. We keep thinking of someone else. Don't take it personal. Besides that, I mean, I played with Hot Dogs and Tacos, which I still am, but I've seen them. They're actually not a bad team. They're brand new. They're still learning the ins and outs.
Yeah.
They've got some guys that can kick. They've got a couple girls that know what they're doing. It's just it's the chemistry. You've got to take time and keep playing and keep playing and keep playing.
And as our former commissioner has pointed out, they were 0-8 last year. Which, yes, they were 0-8. But they had some pretty good games, though.
They obviously had enough fun to come back.
That's right. That's the biggest
So-
thing. As long as they had a blast out there. I mean, think about how many teams come into the league. How many of your friends have been like, oh, we could start a kickball team and like run through that league,
And they don't win a game.
and then they get out here and they're like, wait,
Oh my
this is
God.
actually really competitive. Like,
It's
this
a
is
lot harder
difficult.
than I thought.
It's really hard to kick a round ball.
I could be wrong. I think Brent Whitworth, when he was at 5 o'clockers, and I could be dead wrong. I swear he said that 5 o'clockers for their first season or two
He's dead wrong.
didn't do great. So hey, yeah, point out that they went 0-8. That's completely fine. Give them that. Every team's got to start somewhere. You can't just come in and win every game unless you're a circuit team that literally picks up free agents that are all elite players. But different league, different conversation.
Balls and dolls.
Nice.
Interesting name. I'm sure it's a play on men and women. I could be wrong. I'm just guessing.
I mean, the pink team
Just snowballing this down. That is not a pornographic reference there.
some of the names that I see. Speaking of,
Where did that come from?
Balls and dolls, snowballing. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Moving on.
Some of the players that I've seen on their roster. Adam Gold, aforementioned. Adam Gold. We can talk about him. Adam
William
Gold.
McHenry.
Yeah, Big Will.
And one name that sticks out on this list, he's a relatively new player, and I played with him over in the Atlantic Division, is Justin. If you can't pronounce his last name because I have trouble with it, it's Wollenwaber. I don't know. Correct me. I've known you for like a year now. I still don't know how to pronounce your last name.
I've messed it up every time. I call him Wallabobber, Wollenwaber. Yeah.
He's a good competitive player. He's been out there a few times now, so he's got some experience under his belt. And and also they have and Bree. I apologize if I mispronounced your last name because I don't know how they have it on here. Bree Simmons. She's played a few seasons now too, and I think she'll be one of the better girls on the team. I mean, obviously Will. I mean, William McKendry on the team as well. So they'll definitely be a very competitive team. I'd be interested to see who they put in which positions on that team, like who's going to charge and who's going to catch.
They also have Little Dom. Little
Sure.
sneaky Dom. That dude, I swear, there's games where I've seen him where he can't get on base, and then there's games where I've seen him literally hit triples and just go nuts and dive and make plays. Dude, that's a sneaky dude.
Is this the same Dom that went to the WAKA Regional and you pulled his shoulder out of place before the first game?
Yeah, that was my first coaching experience. I actually coached the WAKA Mid Atlantic. Remember that? Was coaching the WAKA Mid Atlantic, and we were just doing kickaways. Well, Dom was like, you know what? I'm gonna dive for this one. Went to go dive for a ball. As he caught it, landed on his shoulder. Said he heard a loud pop. It separated. Done. Kid never saw the field. Felt bad for him. Ended up going to the doctor. He had it all popped back in. Yeah, everything was cool. But yeah, that little Dom, to answer your question. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
The more you know.
The more you know.
I mean, they've also, and we'll run, I'll run through the names. I don't want people to feel like they've been left out. You know, they got Allison Stover, and some of these names we're going to butcher. Let's go ahead and just knock that out
Just
right
knock
now.
them out.
Amber Bogus. If any of these names pop out, please feel free. Antonio Riviero. Brandy Utter.
Barry Utter.
Very
Brandy,
good try.
you're not Brandy. Deal with it.
And this is why in the past Brent has brought it up on his screen and just let you look at them.
Yeah.
I really don't want to sit here and run through everybody's names. I mean, in the future, we could probably bring them up on the screen so we don't leave anybody out.
I just didn't want anybody to feel like they were
Yeah, I know that sucks, but
Josh didn't want to talk about you guys. I did.
I don't want to spend 45 minutes
yeah.
reading people's names. I just
For each team.
So yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we missed the team. You actually went from A to ball back. Actually,
Oh, it goes left to right.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
We
I see
skipped
what
the
you
bad
did
news.
there.
B space E space E
E
space
space
R
R
space
space
S
S.
space. No space after S. The bad news beers.
You were trying to get away with something there.
Yeah, I wonder what it was. I have no idea what they could be referencing at all.
Now, I don't know who the captain of this team is. Never heard of him.
I'm gonna guess it's Keith Morehart.
Who's
I
that?
would also say keep more.
Is he a local or
Is he a thing?
is he still a thing?
Yeah.
He's the brother of the guy who runs the A-League, the Jungle
The
Gym.
Jungle
division.
Gym.
Right?
Is he the little brother?
Oh.
Oh, no. No, Keith Morehart runs the team. Obviously, he runs Freedom. He's a great commissioner.
Jamie doesn't know.
No, he is. He's a great guy, great commissioner. He brews some delicious beer. That's aptly named team. The Bad News Beers has no reflection on his beer, but their team, it's him and Mr. Tortellini himself, and obviously what our V League is named after. So they've got a pretty solid team as well.
Robert Kroll, Erica Chakra, who I haven't
Yeah.
seen out in a little while. I don't know if she took some time off, but good to see her back.
She probably started a family.
Yeah.
She didn't have time for kickball.
That was life, man. Come on.
Thinking about riffing, but I don't know. Maybe have babies. We'll see.
Rob Kroll, love that dude. He's in our little Madden league. Dude's awesome.
But
Yeah, I felt bad. I didn't know. Oh, shit, I shouldn't the other way. Fuck. It's like the next time I
So I
can.
think you're live right now.
Hey, I think we're live again. We may not. I don't know. We'll see.
Back.
Are we back in?
can you see us?
Josh.
All right. Cool. Our internet decided to drop off there for a second. I apologize.
Megan paid the bill, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe just some random spike. Basically, all you guys watching it, you basically crashed the server. So
Yeah. So thanks guys for
so
tuning
many
in.
viewers.
303 down, crashed YouTube. Yes.
Yeah. We were on Cardiac Arrest. I was talking about Trey, and Trey's just a dominant player that they lost. But I'll tell you, they still have Daniel Shaw. They've got some guy named Brent Wentworth who used to be somebody important in this league, but I don't know. Something happened. He disappeared, fell off the face of this earth. No, just kidding. He had a beautiful child. He passed the league on to our wonderful commissioner now, who hopefully can fill those shoes. Cross your fingers.
Fevo.
And then obviously they've got Travis Cobb, Ryan Schmidt. Is Jillian? Yeah, Jillian's still playing for them. Brad Kirby, who has been in this league for how long now, Neil?
Forever.
Like
and a
27 years, I think.
day. And Warner signed up today.
And Warner signed up today, so they've got Warner as well, which is they're a stacked team.
Strickland, everybody knows her. Great person. I've played with her in a couple of different leagues, not on the same team, but I would either ref a different league or play on a team, and we would just chit chat. Like me, her, and Cobb would have jokes. I mean, she's a great person to talk to. If you ever got any questions, female wise, talk to Duke. She'll talk to you. She won't be rude like some people.
And also, like the former commissioner just brought up, he isn't the commissioner anymore, but he actually oversees all the leagues in this area now. So sorry about that, Brent. I didn't mean to make it sound like you disappeared. But yes, he is doing great things for the league right now and all the leagues in general. So thank you.
Cool. Yeah, Cardiac seems like they're going to be pretty dope this year. I guess we can go ahead and move on. We'll go to Chaotic Kills.
Yeah.
Chaotic Kill.
They've been around for a few seasons now as well.
Looks like they have a pretty large roster.
Yeah, they've got one of the bigger rosters on here, other
For
than
sure.
Good lord. Wow. Brian No Shoes Moore. There's a starter right there. Right off the jump. We'll go
right
with
off the get-go. You have Brian No Shoes Moore. They've got Chris Storer. Jose Fabia has been on, he's always a good pickup, solid player. Obviously, they've got TJ,
Teddy,
yep. I mean,
Paula and Diane.
Who are
that never slept.
the dynamic duo who, if you don't catch a selfie with them before the end of the day, you're doing something wrong.
Or someone doesn't
That
like
is
you.
true. And I see they have Kim Bergman. She's fairly new, but she's showing a lot of talent. Like, a lot of people are talking about her lately.
She was a stud on the purple squad this year in winter. There was multiple people trying to talk to her, including myself. Still thought you would have looked better in pink, but sorry.
Purple's a good color, although I've never been purple.
Don't worry, me, Josh, Megan, Brian, we all have purple shirts we can let you borrow.
Yeah.
We got like 30 of them. Nicole Dewey, everybody knows her as Dewey.
Yeah.
Josh Bell. Josh Bell is the guy that came out in the crash test dummy suit a couple seasons ago.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows him. He's a really good dude. He's really fun. He's still learning the game.
Our next A-League team that we've got is also one of my favorites to win the league. Is DCOM, and they are run by Mr. Manny Zapata, and he's put together a phenomenal roster. Actually, he's done a lot of recruiting. He pretty much asks everybody, and whoever says yes. And for once, he actually had enough people said yes, and now he has.
For once, he's been around a little while,
Yeah.
so obviously more than once he's got enough people.
I mean, as far as he's got Gene, he's got Jimmy Wilcox. I mean, he's got Flores. He's got his wife, which I don't know how he managed to get her on the team. Noctur, Ottman. He's got some guy named Curtis. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I don't even know who he is. And some girl named Jamie LaCrosse. I heard she's decent, but yeah, she's all right.
Not too
I don't know.
bad.
Not sure how she made that team, but
We do apologize. We completely forgot about CJ Wilson on Kills. Maybe he just signed up, but yeah, CJ. A lot of people starting to learn his name too. He killed it in winter.
he's not even on the list.
I did. It was okay.
Well, how can I mention him if he's not on the list?
It's not on
completely
our
understandable.
list. Did he
I'm
just
so-
sign up?
So, yeah,
Oh.
Oh, his name is Charlie.
Charlie Smith. See,
That's
that's where
why.
you messed up.
That's why.
Should have signed up as
If you have a
CJ.
nickname, you need to let us know.
Good job, Charlie. But yeah, my fault. Yeah, so I didn't mean to completely throw us off the rails. But yeah, they DCOM's also. I mean, you already pointed out the big names. Don't forget this guy. I don't know if you've heard of him, Gene Eford. Eifert. I keep messing it. It's never.
I played with him a few
I think
times,
Haley's
but
the better Eford.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead.
He was only the second pick in last summer's draft.
That's very
Whoa.
true.
Jungle has the first overall.
Haley has won more championships than Jean did last season or last year combined. I think she won winter, summer with me, which
No, I
Jean was
know.
on that team.
I know that this is strictly WAKA, but Gene did just win a South Florida circuit tournament along with a few other people at this
yeah.
table.
Like you said, that's not
So-
WAKA.
I heard some
Moving
guy
on.
named Josh was a bigger part of that.
Oh. No.
Alright.
Moving on. Fireballs.
Go on.
Yeah. Last season they were well known for walking around with shots of Fireball.
And their fiery socks.
Goodness. Well,
And aren't they the
Fashion
team that beat
statement.
Smoking Buns last year twice?
yes, they did
Yeah.
twice.
Ouch, Smoking
Buns is a
Buns,
pretty
what the
good
hell?
team. What
No, I'm
happened
just
there?
kidding. That was, I mean, Fireballs put it on you guys. Like, oh my goodness, that was so much fun to watch. And I love Smoking Buns, but watching Fireballs just like stick it to y'all was so much fun to watch because they were so excited and they were all into that game. And you could just see when they started first scoring runs in that game last year that it just like sucked the wind out of y'all's sails both times.
That's why you never play down your competition.
That's right. I mean, and it's not that they were playing down competition. They have a good team, obviously. They have a good team. But Smoke and Buns was the more experienced team. But that was last season. This is this season, so they have a lot to live up to now. So
no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. But they have John Bruman, who's been here a while. He's a great player. Ryan Salaka, who does not get mentioned enough. He is the craziest outfielder. I've seen that dude get dirty more times than anybody I know going for balls in the outfield. He's like on the ground on every play, even when the ball's not to him. I'll like look out in like left field and somehow he's like face down in the dirt. I don't know how he got there.
You have Sarah Brooks, who I've seen bunt up one incredibly well on multiple times. So watch out for that.
And let's not forget their captain, Thomas T.J. Guari.
Yeah.
Really good dude. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus. Rosie Rosales, my boy, Mr. David himself. Really good dude. He finally has a cast off, completely different dude, ready to roll. Yeah, this team's actually, I think, are going to be pretty good in the total rating division.
And we've got a important question from Mr. Wentworth himself for Mr. Neal. How is Smoke and Buns Fireballs not a crossover game this year?
Thank you.
It was an oversight. I did the draft, the skeleton of the schedule, purely based on the coach's preseason poll, and then I just filled in the team names and didn't even notice that. I'm sorry.
Well, there you
Complete
go.
oversight. See, there's Brian's first mess up. There you go. Cool. You got it out the way.
Well,
Right
now
out
you
the
really
gate.
have no pressure. Fireballs.
Cool. Moving on, because I noticed we're starting to get really short on time. So
Yes.
let's knock this out. No offense to the teams that we're going to go through from here. Everybody got
It's
their
gonna be quick.
Good
Real
job.
quick, because we have some things we want to go over at the end about upcoming podcasts.
Definitely. Five-toe death kick with their captain, Brad Gold. They got a couple big names in here. Dwight Polka, dude's got a leg from I don't know where.
Yes.
From his right hip and his left
Yes.
hip. That's where they originate from.
So I've heard. I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's people here that everybody knows. Sherry Lewis.
Jason Williamson, who's a
Alicia Griffin.
phenomenal Facebook troll.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's so
But that has no reflection of his on-field skills.
Chris Granados. He's a really good line drive kicker.
I've always called him grandiose. I'm glad we got that.
I
on
don't.
our
Well,
notes.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, Chris.
I mean, I'll go
Let me
for
know
that.
if that's not right.
You can let her know at the bar. Make her buy you a drink for mispronouncing your last name live on the air.
My bad.
Next team on.
Forcing. Now let me bring up forcing third here because
The captains came by here.
their captains were by earlier. They were nice guys. This is the all-rookie team, I believe, correct?
Yes.
This
Wow.
team, this entire team is all rookies. So that is, first of all, that's a phenomenal feat to bring together that many people for an entirely new team. So that's awesome. But more importantly, they have a person on their name is Cameron Carr. And if there's anything I know is cars are always good at sports. I mean, look, we got David Carr,
Who's that?
Derek Carr,
Derek Carr,
Josh Del Carr.
Josh.
I have heard he's.
So they've got Carr on their team.
Yeah.
So you need, and my brother Jay, we'll get to him. He's not important.
Yet.
You have a name to live up to. So.
So no pressure to the Carr name here, but don't let me down.
Is that your pick for Rookie of the Year?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Rookie of the Year?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there as Rookie of the Year. So, but that's my pick for Rookie of the Year right now. Don't let me down.
Take that.
Of the
Don't
season,
do it.
not the year.
No, of the year.
You're getting mad we're not talking about you guys? You're gonna feel.
Yeah.
Make us talk about you. Next up, we'll go to foul balls. The infamous 100-plus game playing foul balls.
Woo. Their captain was here earlier as well. We may have shouted them out a minute ago, but they left. But always a great team.
Andreas Beiersdorf, captain.
Mm-hmm.
I played
Joe
with,
Crazo, we miss you.
We do miss you, Joe.
I played with foul balls last season, and I had an absolute blast. They're a really fun team to play with. And just looking at their roster, I can see that they have
the Juan Cruz on their team.
They
Yes.
do, but they also have Wendy, who we call Win, and Dante, who were both rookies last season. They both came out. That just goes to show how much fun they are to play
I
with.
saw Wendy at the bank one day.
Oh,
I went to
did
go.
you?
I went to go cash a check,
She's
and
such
she
a
was
nice
like,
person.
"Hello." I was like, "Hey." They also have. I'm not sure if O'Brien's played before or not, but I've met her recently through Kickball. She's awesome. She's a fun person to hang out with if you see her at the bar. say hello, introduce yourself.
They picked up Noelle.
They did pick up
Yes,
Noelle.
they did. Noah, that's a great pickup.
Mhm.
Don't forget everyone's best friend, Amelia, Miss Harvey Cutter.
Amelia Harvey Cutter. If you don't know her, you'll hear her from field 1 all the way over on field 3. She is just, she's hilarious. She's a loud individual.
She's intense.
She's intense. That's the word I was looking for.
Don't take offense.
Mike Reagan, the Raging Cajun. Everybody that's new has heard of this dude. Really great catcher. He's gonna start picking it up. I'm telling you, teams are gonna start trying to take him from other teams. PC, Sauerland, Hagerman, Harvest, peanut butter jelly.
Someone a with high.
Yeah, that'll work.
I tried.
Let's
Hot
move on.
dogs.
Hot dogs. You want to talk about hot dogs?
You can talk about it all you want.
I'll wax poetic about my own.
No, go ahead. No, because I'm gonna go ahead and sit back. Cause
Read some comments.
yeah.
Yeah. With their captain, myself, Jeremy Smithy. Got a lot of vets on this team. We got 1 or 2 brand new people, but I'm telling you off the jump, I think we're coming together this season. We're not going to be a punchline anymore. We're not just going to be pink hot dogs and pink tacos. I mean, we got people coming back. We got Chris Peden, got him back from Deco. Love it. Leon Elder. A lot of people don't know about him. Dude's starting to get a name too. Richard Sharp. Everybody knows him as Rick Dong. Could be true.
Is Leon Freon?
Yes. Yeah. Your friend. Yeah. Mr. Freon. Yes.
Y'all have Elizabeth Snyder. I've seen her play a few times now, recently, and she's been doing really, really good. Looked really, really good.
That was one of the first females I talked to.
Yeah.
Curtis Blanche. Everybody.
Wow.
Blanche. I'm never gonna get the name right. He knows that.
He's on your team.
Dude, and I've never gotten his name correct. I didn't
not
draft him in draft league.
I didn't draft
You didn't
him.
know how to say his name.
No, because I didn't draft him. I didn't want him on my
No,
team.
I didn't
No,
draft.
thank you.
I didn't know who he was. I was like Curtis. I've never seen the last name. I've always known him as Curtis. I never really thought of putting the last name together. That was my screw up. It is what it is. We picked up brother Ben Ottman, Mike Ottman.
Let's go pick up.
Yeah, Mike Spro, Erica Stephanitis, Chris Pete. Besides that, we got Gator, Eric Taylor,
Kim Orange.
Kim Arn, yeah. And last but not least, my roommate, best roommate ever, Meg McDowell.
She refuses to come to the camera, but she's sitting like right here.
She's helping
She's sitting
out.
right here.
That close.
Next we've got a team that's been around for a while as well. JFK, also known as Just for Kicks, but mainly everybody calls them JFK. And they're back this year with a lot of the same familiar faces they usually have, with a few new faces. Obviously, they're going to be great. I mean, it's Brian Freen. I mean,
He always puts a good team together.
and he's always the first person at the field, rolling every baseline out. Everything is always perfectly straight. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. It's just amazing what he does before games.
They got speed. I'm looking at the names. Adam Tatum,
Eric Stevens.
Manny Anderson.
Once he's healthy, good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
You better hope you get
And they
those
got
early.
pitchers. JC and Haas.
Yeah.
They got Wes on their team, Wesley McLean. Girls, they got Laura Schmidt. They've got the Silent Killer.
Ooh, Baron. Yeah,
So
dude, I'm telling you.
They're going to be up there in the competition in the A-League as well. And we'll move on. We're gonna start running through these real fast.
Yeah, we're still.
PBJT, obviously a hold near and dear to my heart. They've got my brother on their team, so they're not gonna be very good. Sorry, Jay, I have to give you shit. I'm your little brother.
A little known fact.
Yeah, that's my brother. I'm a little brother. Let's see. Who are some other standout people on other teams that we can run through real quick? Other than my brother, obviously Brent Overshaw, the Denim Devil himself. Him and Christina always put together great new talent. They bring a lot of new people into the league. They've got Corey Pochop,
Chris Tanner.
Yeah,
Chris Tanner. Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's a great player, a good catcher. Let's see. Pitches Be Crazy. What do we know about them? I know Will Menzies. I think he played with me over in the
Atlantic
League. Yeah. He asked me to play with him this year, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Can't play over there.
Yeah, Will Menzies and then their other co-captain, Kristen Lester. She's also played in the Atlantic League in that first initial inaugural season, and she did play in the Friday Night League last season with more than them. So basically, from what I'm seeing, a lot of these names, to be honest, besides Will and Kristen, I don't know a soul.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen names.
That's a really good thing though to have that many new people because there are a lot of people on this list that I don't know, and it's crazy how many new people that I mean I don't know how many are actually new people, but it's crazy how many names I don't know.
Make us
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
it.
make us introduce yourselves so we know who you are. That's the best way. The best way. Plan B.
Yeah.
I mean, Plan B.
Yeah.
It's full of veterans, and every single one of them is.
And this is Trey
Beast.
Simmons moved from Cardiac over to Plan B.
Trainer.
Yeah. They've got Jeremy Edge, John Leneve, Kyle Tyson, Kyle Lewis, who is one of the most phenomenal bunters. Matthew Coop, who's been around for a while and is awesome.
Cal.
Matthew Kalp.
Cal.
You're always teaming, you don't know that.
They have a guy named Michael Burke, who I'm pretty sure lives in North Carolina.
Yep, he does. Some guy named Alex Jackson. Don't know anything about him.
Couldn't be
He
anybody.
claims he beat Dark Souls 3 today in 8 hours, which is a huge crock of shit.
Allegedly.
Huge crock of shit, AJ.
An old HD&T veteran, Eric Cosmo, and his girlfriend, Megan Kramer.
Emirates.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yep, actually, yes,
Yeah.
they just won
This
the
team is
Emirates Cross from
comprised of two awesome circuit teams, Situation and Hammerheads. They pretty much merged a bunch of players together, and
And then
they're-
they've got a few others from other teams.
yeah, and a few others that fill in a few spots, but just an amazing team.
I gotta say, that's a perfect plan B. That's your plan B?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm good. Next, Rumspringa. Oh, good lord. Oof. They've
They
been
don't
around
sound
forever.
familiar. Have they been in the league for a
I
while?
don't know. I mean, they-
Everybody's hands go up.
Rumspringa.
Why do they say that?
Yeah.
You've never heard that. You've
Yeah.
never been out at the bar.
I'm telling you, and like I've seen multiple people post. Now, when you hear all I do is win, literally, it's gonna be Rumspringa in your
Every
head.
time. Never fails.
Yeah.
Just pause every single time. You're gonna stop. Rumspringa. I've never played on them. I still do it when I'm at the bar. I'll be out of state. Now
Yeah.
I hear the song. I'm like,
I believe somebody posted about that the other day.
Yeah, it was Trey.
Yeah.
Thanks a
He
lot.
was out of state at
Appreciate
a
it.
bar, song came on.
Thanks for ruining an already awful song.
let's not forget their captain, Brian Young,
Yeah.
Mr. Madden himself. The dude puts up 80 every week. Ricky, Dwight Light Smile Holmes. Dude, I've never seen a no-look pass that looks so awesome in my life. This dude charges and will purpose. I've seen it every single time. He
Stares
just-
at the sideline when he throws.
Yeah.
and
I don't
throws you
know how
out.
he
Stares
does
you
it.
down.
I can barely looking at first base, running the full time, hit a ball right to the guy, and he just doesn't no look. It's just it damn near upsets me.
They've got both of the Rileys that we can say now. They got both of the Wellbrocks. Several married couples on this team. Actually,
How'd
only
you guys stay?
two.
Good
Keisha, no, three.
Oh, three.
Keisha and Ricky.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Rileys,
yeah.
The Wellbrocks.
Wow.
Goodness.
You guys, you're gonna have to quit kickball soon. You're gonna be starting families. We'll move on to Smoking Bunts, who we talked a little bit about earlier because they kind of didn't show up for the playoffs last year. Guys got a lot to live up to. But yeah, that's Casey Heck, Lisa Mala, Jennifer Gold, Ed Aaron.
Katie Bruce.
Yeah, I mean they've got
We have Mike Ferris.
Tom Patrick, Timothy Nellis.
Don't sleep on Tim Nellis.
No,
Dude,
This
he's
whole team looks
quick.
really good.
Yeah, this team is going to surprise some people. For the people that they lost, they picked up people that filled the shoes. Like they didn't just take what was left. I mean they took Devin from Hot Dogs and Tacos. I mean you see names that have been on other teams.
Larry Liverman. He's a good pickup. I haven't seen him around in a little while.
To be honest, I've never heard of him. Their captain Casey Heck, let's not forget him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like you said, Ed's a beast. Jennifer Gold's a beast. She was just on HD&T. Yeah, I'm telling. They're that team that's going to reload every single season. And when you have Casey, you're going to be fine.
and last but not least, welcome.
Welcome to the jungle. That's your
I mean, our
commission.
commissioner
Okay.
might it could have something to do
I'm
with that.
guessing
loud
he's
scream.
on that team.
I don't have anything to say about them. No, I'm just kidding. Jeff Morehart puts this team together with Brian Neal. They've got Andrew Lowell, who's come a long way. He's really good. I remember the first season he played and where he's at now. Great player. Obviously, Lenora Harper, Randy Devlin, who is phenomenal as well.
Number 1 pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick in the draft league. Nick Anderson. They just a lot of talent on that team.
Alan Walker, dude's got a
Yeah, the
he's
dude can
close, my dude.
crush the ball.
The Karstens.
Yeah.
Joey and Katie. Lenora, she's
Lucas.
pretty fast. I don't know.
So which brings us to our next point, and we would love to sit here and go through every team schedule and everything, but we're going to cut that down a little bit since we're running a little over time right now. Sorry about that again.
Are we back?
Looks like we're back. Are we close? Are we there?
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, we should be back up and running now.
All right.
Might be
I don't
back.
know when it cut off, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you missed. I just gonna go ahead and repeat that I picked the Fallies to win the B League.
Yeah, I got the Fallies and the Kills. Like I said, Fallies, they've got too much experience leadership-wise. Like I said, they'll probably lose a few games, but I think they'll end up taking the B League.
What you got?
I mean, I'm not gonna go with the hub cooking, but I really think HD&T is gonna have a shot. I think we have enough veterans on the team, and the new people we picked up are gonna show something. To be honest, yeah, I mean, I could see kills and definitely foul balls. I mean, it's legit. I think there's gonna be a lot of teams in this division that are gonna surprise some people. I don't think it's gonna be as clean cut as you think. Every year somebody says, this team's gonna run it this year, like Golden State. Okay, that's a different story. Let's not count that.
Yeah, they're going to win it.
But yeah, you're gonna hear Green Bay is killing every single season. This year it wasn't their best season. So right now, yeah, we're gonna save this team. It's not gonna be guaranteed. Just fight. Like I said, make us talk about you.
So who are you going to pick?
I'll go with foul balls. I think foul balls are gonna get it.
Who are they going to beat in the finals?
It's gonna be the Kills. I think the Kills have enough
That's what
talent
I'm thinking
as a
too.
full.
All right. Lofty B League projections.
Cool.
Let's move on to the A League, the Jungle Gym League.
Ooh.
This is really tough.
For the record, the last league was the Tortellini League, not the B
Yeah,
League.
but
Yeah,
David,
I think in the finals it's going to be Decon and Plan B. I think they're both just so stacked with talent, it's kind of ridiculous. But I think Plan B takes it. I really do. I think they have too much talent from top to bottom. They have too fast of a lineup. They just have so many good people in skilled positions. You got Trey catching, Dom charging, AJ at first. I mean, pitching is just, I think they're too much. So I'll take Plan B.
can't go wrong.
I'm gonna make sure the podcast stays up, so I'm gonna actually go in the commissioner's pocket with this.
Oh, you're a dick.
What?
Welcome to the Jungle and Cardiac in the final. This going into extra innings. Cardiac is gonna pull something out. I don't know what it is. Cardiac has that big. They have a group of people. Yeah, they may have lost Trey, but they're gonna pick up where they left off. They're gonna have no problems. They're gonna kill it.
That was a rematch from last year's semis.
Exactly. Somebody from that semis from last year is gonna get into this final. I'm going Cardiac. I'm sorry. Something about him. Phil knows how to put a team together, and he knows how to mesh it perfectly to where they don't lose a step. Cardiac all day.
Outstanding.
All right, now we have Curtis Fabian did some gambling lines for us.
And we'll post these on the webpage later. And
I'm not gonna go through them. We're
Yeah.
short on time, but I'll post them up. You guys take your predictions. I don't know.
We'll pick ours, and then we're gonna come up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of come up with a friendly gentleman's
Wager.
bet, gentle ladies bet, whatever you want to call it, wager, and whoever scores the lowest each week, we're gonna come up with something, or y'all can come up with something if y'all want, that we either have to take a shot, drink a beer, shot, whatever you guys
Something.
want. Come up with something interesting.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, let's not be ridiculous.
Something we can do each week easily.
Yeah, and we'll
Be able to
post
drive
that.
home. Yeah.
So here's our plans for the upcoming podcast. We really want to get you guys involved going forward, and we don't want it to be the people that everybody already knows. We don't want it to be a lot of people who've been on the podcast before. So for the upcoming weeks, what we really want to do is find people who are new to the league.
You're good. No.
who are new to the league, who nobody really knows. We want to bring them on and have them be a part of the show. So that way you guys can get to know them. They can have something to say about the league. They can ask us questions. They can ask y'all questions. That's one of the big things we're looking at doing. Also, who wants to talk about the videos going forward?
We're going to try to bring something to the podcast that hasn't been there. We're going to try to introduce highlights to the games.
Yeah.
There's only one catch, captains. You guys have to record your games, have somebody record something. You guys want to have us, like I said, make us talk about you. Video, record your games. Show us that somebody was doing great. Show us what happened in your game. If you want, give us a little synopsis. If you can't actually videotape it, we need something. We need you guys to be like, hey, so and so did awesome. They did this.
Yeah.
and that.
Try not to be so generic. Let's be really detailed with these. If you don't have video, please tell us exactly what happened.
I mean, you can even be outlandish about it, like
Down to what
dude strapped a
color
rocket,
shoes they were
yeah,
wearing, anything.
strapped a rocket on his back, flew 20 feet in the air, and caught the ball. But we really want video. If you guys can cell phone videos, if you have GoPros,
Trim it though, please.
yeah, and
Less than a minute, please.
if you designate one person from your team or the captain himself, I think we have a Dropbox set up.
We opened an email address.
Yeah.
You probably can't see it, but we'll post,
We'll post it
it.
as
It's
well.
3up3down va@gmail.com. So captains, if you can just get your clips of the videos down to a minute and send it to us, we'll be happy to post it on the show and
Yeah,
highlight it
or-
and talk about it.
Or what we can also do is give you the username and password to the Dropbox, and
you
they
guys
can just
drop it.
drop it in, and then we'll feature you guys. We're gonna do a little segment each week, whatever videos we're able to get. We're gonna do like a top 10 or a top 5 or whatever we get that week, plays from the week, and we'll kind of talk about them and feature them. So that way you guys can see, everybody can kind of see some of the games during the week. The shout out thread is great, but if you can see it and kind of see like what really happened, I think it makes it much more exciting. But we really, really rely on you guys for that.
Yeah.
Because I ref, they play, y'all play, so it really comes down to what y'all send to us. So that would be awesome.
Make us talk about you. I
Make
swear.
us talk about you.
We said it so many times, but it's a perfect point. Make us talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that,
Captains, also send us a list of anyone new on your team so that we know who's rookies. We can get to know them, highlight them,
Yeah.
anything like that. To this email, we'll post it.
Yeah.
definitely, it'll be posted.
It'll be posted right after the podcast ends. And also some housekeeping things real quick. The WAKA Regional Tournament that's coming up on May 21st. That's the price for that goes up $5 this Friday. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, go ahead and sign up for it as quick as possible. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying. I know it's $5 extra, but that's $5 that you can be drinking beer at the bar in a week.
Yeah, I'm playing. You guys playing?
Yes.
I'm not. I'll be in Jacksonville that weekend for the circuit tournament. So sorry guys.
Different league. Don't worry.
And also this upcoming weekend, the Reggae Fest. Is that this weekend? This Saturday?
I think it may be.
I think it's this Saturday. I'm pretty sure
believe
it's this
so,
Saturday because
yeah.
I know I can't be there.
Commissioners are this Saturday.
What happened?
The Reggae Fest at War
Yes,
Memorial?
it's this Saturday.
I haven't been keeping up with that one.
Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Maybe.
Shifts are from 11 to 4 and 3:30 to
8.
8 p.m. The team with the most representatives that are there at the Reggae Fest, volunteering, helping out, they're going to get free beer at the stadium and taps at some point during the season. So we definitely need 15 people for each shift. I'm not sure how much of that we've covered yet.